Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to lesson number 12 of Mukhtasar al-Qudoori. Right, let's explain the meanings of the words. So here we have some words. At-tahara, it means purity, we've done that before. Ahdath is the plural of hadath, okay, which means that which breaks. Okay, the things that break wudhu. Okay, things that break wudhu or which necessitate ghusl. Okay, ghusl is bathing. Things that necessitate wudu or ghusl is called a hadath, and the plural is ahdath. Jaizatun, it means permissible. Bima is sama'i. Sama means sky. Sky, water. In other words, rain. Okay, sky, water means rain. Awdiya, it means a ravine or a lake. Okay, lake. Uyun, it means a spring. Abar, it means wells. Plural of bi'r. Okay, bi'r, which means well. Bihar, ma'al bihar, water of ocean, seas. Okay, what we call oceans or sea. Ocean, sea. Right, let me just show you a few examples of these. Okay, so here is an example of a lake, or awdiya, call it. Here's an example of springs, spring water, and here's an example of well, spring, and lake. So these waters are all waters that you can use to purify yourself. La tajuz, jaza yajuzu. It's from bab jaza yajuzu. It means to be permitted, to be allowed. Jaiz. Tahara, purity. Ma means water. U'tusira, this is the majhul form, the passive form, from i'tasara, ya'tasiru. Okay, ya'tasiru. This is the majhul form of the past. Past, to be squeezed, it means squeeze. Min ash-shajar, shajar means tree. Wa thamar means fruit. Ghalaba, okay, it's from the bab ghalaba yaghlibu, to become dominant. Ghalaba yaghlibu, to become dominant. And it's past tense. Okay, alayhi ghayruhu, ghayr means other. Akhrajahu, akhraja yukhriju. Okay, bab if'al, akhraja yukhriju, it means to remove, to take out. And tab' means nature. Tab' means nature. Ashriba is the plural of sharab, which means drinks or beverages. Khal means vinegar. Let me show you an example of vinegar. One second, let me just do this first. Maraq is soup. Okay, ma' al-baqilla is water of vegetables, cooked vegetables. Cooked vegetables are called baqilla. Okay, ma' al-baqilla. And ma' al-ward is rose water. Rose water. Ma' al-zardaj is safflower water. Okay, now what are all these things? I'll give you a few pictures of these so you can recognize them. Right, so here we have vegetables. Okay, this is the baqilla. Here we have the soup, okay, the maraq. Here we have vinegar. Oh, sorry, this isn't the vinegar. This is the vinegar. And here we have rose water. Okay, so these are things you can't do wudu with. All these things you can't do wudu with these things. Alright, so that's the explanation of the words. Let's look at the nahuna. Right, so first of all, the text is a bit awkward. I know it's not really all lined up, and the reason for that is because I've copied it and pasted it from a PDF version, and this was actually on one page and this part was on another page, so I've just pasted it like that. And that you can use that book as well to follow the text, and that you'll find on the internet. You can find it. I'll try to put it on the link below as well, inshallah. Anyway, what taharatu, let's try the Arabic grammar. So what taharatu, okay, this is dhamma, right? Min al-ahdath, harf al-jar. Okay, it's gonna give this a kasra, al-ahdathi. So then all of this becomes the mubtada. So it becomes the mubtada, taharatu min al-ahdathi, and jaizatun becomes the khabar. Oh well, sorry, not jaizatun, all of this actually. So all of this, wudhu abari wal uyuma al-bihari, that's all the khabar, and then this is separate. So we'll break this down first of all, and then we look at the rest. So jaizatun, this is jaizatun, right, because it's the part of the khabar. Ba harful jar, it's gonna affect this word bima'i, and then this is mudaf, and this is mudaf ilay, bima'i sama'i wal awdiyati, and then this ataf. Over here you have ataf, you have here ataf, you have here ataf, and all these atafs, these three, actually go back to sama. Okay, sama, but this one actually goes all the way back to ma, right? All the way back to ma. So anyway, it's gonna have this effect. So therefore, this is gonna have a kasra, uyun is gonna have a kasra, abar is gonna have a kasra, and all these kasras, this one, and this one, are because they are mudaf ilays, treated as mudaf ilays. And this, however, ma'i, this is a kasra because of a harf al-jar. Okay, harf jar, which is the ba over here. It's the reason. And then this is gonna have harf al-jar because this is mudaf ilayhi. Okay, of ma, which is mudaf. Okay, so that's all of that, and like I said, all of that will be the khabar. Next, wala tajuzu. La tajuz, this is present tense. Present tense. Did I say last time it was past? No, if I did say it's not past, it's actually present. Okay, this is a present tense, present from jaza yajuzu, present tense, and it's feminine. Okay, feminine, ta, feminine, and the file is this, taharatu. This is the file. Okay, so la tajuzu at-taharatu bi harf al-jar. So I'm gonna give this a kasra, ma'i, bima, sorry, it's actually two there, bima'in, this is nakira, so bima'in. U'tusira, this is siga majhul, right, this is passive, which has been squeezed, water which has been squeezed, and the naib file is huwa, that goes back to water. Okay, huwa, that goes back to water. So min ash-shajari, min harf al-jar, and then al-thamari, this is also from the ataf, okay, which goes back to shajar, and wala, and no, wow, harf ataf, and this harf ataf, okay, actually goes back to bima'in, all the way up to there, all the way back up to there, bima'in. So this is ba harf al-jar, bima'in, ghalaba fi'al, madi, past, li ghayruhu, this is the fa'il. Let me change the color so it can be seen clearly. So the ghayruhu, ghalaba alayhi, so ghayruhu has dominated alayhi, upon it. The dhamir in he, alayhi, actually goes back to water, bima'i. غلب غيره عليه فأخرجه, and so it's taken it out. أخرج يخرج إخراج, to take out. أخرجه, so this is فعل ماضي, and the fa'il is هو. هو, that goes back to غيره. It goes back to غيره. We'll actually do a different color so it can be seen clearly. Actually it goes back to غيره. عن حرف الجر, it's going to give this a kasra, and because this is a مضاف. الماء kasra, because this is مضاف إليه. كاف حرف الجر. أشربة, and this واو, okay, the واو is gonna عطف onto أشربة, so the kaf is gonna affect that. والمرق, واو, all these wows, right, they all go back to أشربة, so therefore all of them will have kasras. Kasra, this is a kasra, and this is a mudaf as well, and this is a mudaf ilayhi, and so we'll have a kasra. This is a mudaf, this is a mudaf ilayhi, this is a mudaf, this is a mudaf ilayhi, so mudaf, this is mudaf, this is mudaf ilayhi, this is mudaf ilayhi, and then all of that, okay, all of this actually is connected together. So this is the verb لا تجوز, okay, لا تجوز, and then you have all of this طهارة شجر والثمر ما غيره عن طبيب أشربة الخل, all of that, and then this all goes back and it becomes a جملة فعلية. Okay, جملة فعلية, there you have one جملة فعلية there, and then here you have جملة اسمية. Okay, so you have two big jumlas here, one is the ismiya and one is the fi'liya. Okay, so now let's look at the lessons that we can learn from this. Okay, so Imam Qudoori rahimahullah here wants to explain to us those types of water that we're allowed to purify ourselves with, our bodies with. Now what you have to remember before actually going to this is water, okay, water is of can be of three types. Okay, water can be najis, which means impure. Water can be tahir, which means pure, and water can be tahir, pure, and mutahhir, purifying. Okay, pure plus purifying. Okay, so what does this mean? Najis means impure, pure means it can be used for drinking purposes or anything like that, and tahir, mutahhir, this means that you can use it for wudhu or you can use it for ghusl if you want, for bathing if you want. So here it wants to tell us that these types of water, it's going to mention first of all two maslas from here up to here, those types of waters which come under this category, okay, this category, okay, are all of these. Tahir, they're pure and they're purifying. So sky water, rain water, lake water, spring water, well water, and sea water, all of these five types, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of these is permissible to perform wudu or ghusl with these five types of water. That's the first issue he wants to explain. The second is those types of water that you're not allowed to perform wudu with, which no longer remain in this form. Okay, which no longer remain in this form now. Okay, they are actually possibly in this form. So this is the second type. From here up to here, okay, Imam Qudoori wants to tell us that this type of water, all these different waters that come under this category, are water which are tahir but not necessarily mutahhir. You can't perform wudu or you can't bathe with them. Right, so what are these types of water? So let me just get rid of that. So what are these types of water? Here he mentions several types over here. So he says water which has been squeezed out of a tree or fruit. So any water that has been squeezed out of something. Okay, so this is the first type. Okay, squeezed out of any sort of fruit or vegetable or anything like that. You can't use it for purification, for wudu. Number 2, water which has changed, or substance which has changed the nature of water, the viscosity of water. Okay, nature here refers to the fluidness, the viscosity of water. So then he gives a few examples and says if water becomes dominant, okay, if the ingredient that's added to water, غيره, becomes dominant over water and then takes it out of its natural, the raw nature of water, the viscosity of water, like for example beverages, ashriba, drinks, or khal, vinegar. Okay, this is no longer considered water anymore, it's taken out of the nature of water. Maraq, soup. Ma al-baqila, vegetables that have been cooked like a broth or a soup that has been cooked. Ma al-ward, rose water. And finally safflower water, so from the safflower that has been taken out. Okay, all these types of water examples that he's given are all types of water which have been added, or things have been added to the water, and hence the water no longer remains in its state. So like I said, that's this type. Okay, all these come under this type, and this is what Imam Qudoori wants to explain. 2 maslas over here. Okay, 2 maslas, water that you can perform wudu with, okay, which is tahir, mutahhir, all this. And the second, those types of water where something's been added and a change has come to the water, either via squeezing this or via changing in its nature. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Jazakumullah khair.